Hope it's fine, students. Let's move to the next. Okay, the next problem number 17. Problem number 17. So a matrix A is given to us 3 minus 2, 4 minus 2, and I is been also given 1 0 0 1. By using these two, you have to find out K such that A square is equal to Ka minus 2i. It is not 21, it is 2i. Just note down that thing. Okay. So what should be done? First thing, I should find out A square. How to find A square? Square each element of matrix A. No, that's not the correct procedure. So first thing is to find out A square. A square is A multiplied by A. So 3 minus 2, 4 minus 2 multiplied by 3 minus 2, 4 minus 2. That's fine. So let's perform matrix multiplication now. So let's go rows and column. I suggest you to practice this arrow method till you become perfect. Okay, fine. Now it's going to be what? 3 3s are 9, and minus 2 multiplied by 4 will be minus 8. Next 3 minus 6, and these two will give me plus 4. Correct. Okay, the next it should be 12 minus 8, the next minus 8 plus 4. Okay, so let us simplify this now. So what I am going to get here, so 1 minus 2, so it's 4 minus 4, that is A square. So let's go for this equation. I will take the full equation. A square is equal to Ka minus 2i. A square 1 minus 2, 4 minus 4, K multiplied by A. Each element of matrix A should be multiplied by K. That is the meaning of Ka. So 3K minus 2K, 4K minus 2K minus 2i, minus 2i, 2 0 0 2. So don't equate right now. Subtract these two, the resultant will be equated with this one. So 3K minus 2 minus 2K minus 0, 4K minus 0 minus 2K plus 2. Now equate the corresponding elements on both sides. Any one equation is enough actually. 3K minus 2 equal to 1. Okay, 3K minus 2 equal to 1. So on simplifying this, 3K is equal to 3, or the value of K will be equal to 1. It's so simple. Okay students, a simple problem actually. Just find out A square, and the rest of the things we can manage. Now let's move to the next one. A bit different one. Okay, you can notice a matrix A is given. Okay, using that they have given a condition. Show that I plus A equal to I minus A multiplied by some matrix which is given there on the right side. Correct now? So let us start simplifying a matrix. So first thing is I'm going to find out the LHS. LHS is I plus A. So I 1 0 0 1 plus matrix A which is given there 0 minus tan alpha by 2, tan alpha by 2 and 0. Correct now? Right. Now this is addition, so let's add up these two. So this should be 1, and on adding minus tan alpha by 2. Right. So this is going to be tan alpha by 2. The last element is going to be 1. This is the value of the left hand side. That's finished. Nothing to do with the left hand side. Now I should start from my right hand side. In the right hand side, what is the first thing? I minus A. That is multiplied with one more matrix. So to start with RHS, first thing is I plus. I'm going to find out I plus A first. Okay. So I plus A is going to be, sorry, I minus A. So this should be 1 0 0 1 minus the matrix A which is given there 0 minus tan alpha by 2, tan alpha by 2 and 0. I should subtract these two. So on subtracting these two, so this should be 1, and there is minus of minus should be plus tan alpha by 2. So this should be tan alpha by 2, and the next one is going to be 1. This is just I minus A, that's it. Remember, on the right hand side I have something called as a bit lengthier one. Okay, now actual calculation will going to start from here. So RHS is I minus A multiplied by the matrix is cos alpha minus sin alpha, and the next row sin alpha multiplied by cos alpha. Okay, I should multiply these two matrix. Okay, so what is I minus a? I got it. I minus a is 1 tan alpha by 2. The next tan alpha by 2 and 1. That is multiplied by cos alpha minus sin alpha, cos alpha. And on simplifying, I already know the value of the left hand side, no? So I should multiply these two and get the value which is already been given in the left hand side. So let us start matrix multiplication. First row, first column. So it's going to be cos alpha plus sin alpha multiplied by tan alpha by 2. The next, first row, second column, minus sin alpha plus cos alpha multiplied by tan alpha by 2. Clear? Now the next, second row, first column, so cos alpha multiplied by tan alpha by 2 plus sin alpha. That's okay. Now the next thing, second row, second column, minus sin alpha multiplied by tan alpha by 2, and it's going to be plus cos alpha. Remember students, my left hand side values are already in terms of submultiples. So the concept is, whatever I have here, okay, except this tan alpha by 2, we have something called as sin and cos, right? All these things should be reduced by using submultiple angle formulas. But which one should be used? That depends on my tan alpha by 2. Clear? Right. Now, we have a term cos alpha here, right? And we have a term of sin alpha. This sin alpha can be written as 2 sin alpha by 2 into cos alpha by 2. That is what I am talking. Sin alpha can be written as 2 sin alpha by 2 multiplied by cos alpha by 2. And cos alpha, there are many formulas. Apart among them, the first one, 2 cos square alpha by 2 minus 1. Depending on the situation, we will use it. Okay. And there's one more formula. Cos alpha can be written as 1 minus 2 sin square alpha by 2. That's fine. So depending on the situation, we are going to apply the formula. Clear, students? Fine, students. So let's apply the formulas here. This cos alpha, I am going to write it as 1 minus 2 sin square alpha by 2. I told you, depending on the situation, I am going to use the formula. You will see why this is used, because of these two terms. Plus, we have sin alpha. Sin alpha is 2 sin alpha by 2 multiplied by cos alpha by 2. Tan alpha can be written as sin alpha by 2 by cos alpha by 2. And look here, cos alpha by 2 I get eliminates. Fine. And look here, 2 sin alpha by 2 multiplied by sin alpha by 2. 2 sin square alpha by 2, and that will be eliminated with this. What is the remaining? 1. This is the reason, because I already know the left hand side matrix. In the left hand side, first row element is 1. So I got 1. So depending on the situation, we have to use it. And now let me simplify this next one. Minus 2 sin alpha by 2 multiplied by cos alpha by 2 plus. For cos alpha, I am going to use the one which is given here. So what is given to us? 2 cos square alpha by 2 minus 1. Fine. Multiplied by tan alpha by 2. Tan alpha by 2 is what? Sin alpha by 2 by cos alpha by 2. You multiply this inside, okay, and simplify. Okay, so first this has to be multiplied inside and then simplification has to be done. Fine, okay. And now the next, for the denominator, we have cos alpha multiplied by tan alpha, so, and sin alpha. So cos alpha, the same formula which I used here, 2 cos square alpha by 2 minus 1 multiplied by sin alpha by 2 by cos alpha by 2 plus, here it's going to be 2 sin alpha by 2 multiplied by cos alpha by 2. And here we have sin alpha, right? So sin alpha can be written as, and there is a minus sign, minus 2 sin alpha by 2 multiplied by cos alpha by 2. Tan alpha by 2 can be written as sin alpha by 2 by cos alpha by 2. That's fine, plus cos alpha. See what you notice here these two get eliminated. What's the remaining? Minus 2 sin square alpha by 2, right? Now, so use cos alpha as 1 minus 2 sin square alpha by 2. Clear? Now definitely on simplifying, okay, we will get the required answer. So it's just a matter of simplifying now. So the matrix, we already know the matrix of the left hand side. By keeping an eye on the matrix of the left hand side, we can get this answer. So what was the LHS was 1 minus tan alpha by 2, and here it is tan alpha by 2, and this is 1. And let us start simplifying. and I already told you this get eliminated, so 1, and here also it's eliminated, so the remaining is just going to be 1. I already got my these two elements, right? The rest is this. So upon multiplying this inside, cos alpha by 2, cos alpha by 2, one term get cancels, correct? Now the remaining is what? Minus 2 sin alpha by 2 cos alpha by 2, 2 cos alpha by 2 sin alpha by 2, that also get cancels. So what is the only remaining term? Minus this, that is nothing but minus tan alpha by 2. A bit of simplification is required once you do the product, okay? And you should be ready with your trigonometric formulas, otherwise this can never be done. I told you trigonometry will keep saying hi every time, right? So once again you can just simplify these two. This will give me tan alpha by 2, and that's my RHS. Notice LHS will be equal to RHS. The last three problems never been asked so far. Let us not take risk. So let us be ready with everything now. Okay. So I don't want to take a chance by telling that this problem will not come every time. Okay, I know actually. But when doing, let us do everything. When preparing for the final exams, we'll sort out. Okay, surely when going for final examination, we're not going to study everything. Whatever been taught here in the regular class now, everything is not required for the final examination. Okay. Okay. A statement. The last two are statement problems, bank problems usually. Okay. So one of the problem is problem number 19. There is a sum of 30,000 rupees is there. What we have to do? I have to invest in two different types of bonds, right? So the first bond will pay me 5% of rate of interest per year, and the second one will pay me 7.7% rate of interest. Using matrix multiplication, determine how to divide 30,000 among two types of bonds if the trust fund must obtain an annual interest of. Annual interest is given to us. So in the first case, interest is given as 1,800. Fine, students, simple thing. Okay, I don't know the 30,000 is divided among these two bonds in how many rupees. I don't know exactly. That is what I should find. So let me just invest X rupees out of 30,000 rupees in first bond. What is the remaining amount? The remaining is going to be 30,000 minus X. That is the second bond investment. So my investment matrix is going to be X and 30,000 minus X. That's my investment. Yeah, and now the rate of interest. Okay, the rate of interest is on bond 1 5%, on bond 2 7%. Now that has to be taken in column wise. If I just write it in the row wise, the matrix multiplication will not exist at all, right? Okay, so 5%, 5 by 100, 7%, 7 by 100, right? Investment multiplied by, okay, multiplied by what? Rate of interest. This should give me the interest finally, no? What is interest now? Interest is already given as 1,800. That means when I take the product of these two, simplify, I should get 1,800. So let me take the product. So it's going to be 5x by 100 plus, it's going to be fine. It's going to be 30,000 minus x multiplied by 7 by 100 equal to 1,800. So I will take the LCM, I will shift to the right side. So 5x plus, so let us multiply 21, 37, right? 2000. So it's going to be 21. So fine, minus 7x is equal to 18. 2 zeros are already there. 2 zeros will come now. So this will become 5 zeros, right? So 5x minus 7x. So that's going to be minus 2x, right? So this will be shifted to right side. So on shifting this, so let me just have this on this now. The numbers are too big, so I should take the help. So on simplifying, this is going to be 30,000. That's fine. Or minus 37. So eliminate this. Or x is going to be just 15,000. Now that means the type of investment in the first bond, okay, should be 15,000. So what is the second amount? Second amount is nothing but what? 30,000 minus x. So the second amount which I invested is 30,000 minus 15,000. So that's also going to be 15,000. A statement problem, students. Usually bankers they use even matrix also. We are not familiar. That's all. Okay. So a person is having 30,000. It has to be invested in two types of bonds, bond 1 and bond 2. First one will give me 5%, second one will give me 30%, so 7%. I don't know what is the investment which I have to make. I take the first bond investment as rupees 6, second bond investment will be 30 minus 6. So my investment matrix will be X and 30 minus X. Rate of interest is 5% and 7%. So it has to be written in columns. So upon multiplying these two, that will give me total interest. Total interest should be 1800. So multiply these two, simplify and find out X. X value will be 15,000. Okay students, so I have one more. Problem number 19 is done, so let's move to the next. Problem number 20. So a bookshop is there. It's about a bookshop. It has 10 dozens. 10 dozens. 1 dozen is 12. Remember, I hope everyone knows actually. So 10 dozens of what? 10 dozens of chemistry, 8 dozens of physics, and 10 dozens of economic books. So the selling price is how much? 80, 60, 40 respectively. Fine. Find the total amount bookshop will receive by selling all the books. What is the total amount by selling all the books? 12 dozens. Sorry, it's going to be 10 dozens, 8 dozens, 10 dozens, right? So a dozen is what? 12. So 10 dozens means 10 multiplied by 12. 8 dozens, 8 multiplied by 12. I am calculating the number of books first. Okay, selling price I am going to take it later. 10 dozens again, right? This is my number of books matrix. Fine. And what is the selling price of each book? Each book selling price is given. That has to be taken in column wise. So this should be 80, 60 and 40. To make the thing simpler, let me take 12 outside. So this becomes 10, 8, 10. Correct. And that is multiplied by, here if you want, you can just take down 10 outside. So if I take 10 outside, so it's going to be 8, 6, 4. Okay. No need to take commons actually. You can do simplification directly. Will take more time. That's it. So 12 multiplied by 10. So that's 120. The rest is product of these two. So 10 multiplied by 8. 80 plus 48 plus 40. So that is just one element. So 120 multiplied by 120, 168. So I will give you the final value. So the second part of the previous column I left, I just got to know. So I'll just tell you the final value what you will be getting here, 20160. Okay, just a small mistake student. In the previous column there was a second part actually. In the second part the total interest was 2000. Nothing, everything just remained the same. The only thing is the right hand side will be 2000. So what will be the left hand side? X, then 30,000 minus X, right? And here it's going to be how much? 5%, right? So 5 by 100 and next 7 by 100. The only small changes, your right hand side will be 2000. That's it. Fine. Okay. So just keep simplifying and you can get the answer. And in the second one, upon simplifying, you will get X equal to 5000. You will go to get X as 5000. This is first bond investment. What will be the second bond investment? Second bond investment will be 30,000 minus 5,000. So that's going to be 25,000. So just left it. So just remembered it. And I just thought of doing that also. Fine, students. Now you want to go for the objectives. So no problem. Let's make it. We have two objective problems. So let us try to finish those two. Too much of thing, no? Each and everything is being done by lecturer. You people are sitting and whenever you get time, I will tell this. Whenever you get time, you're just opening the mobile or laptop or desktop and watching the video. And most of the students, you people used to be regular and watching and used to get up early and used to start watching at 7 o'clock. As the time goes on, as the time is moving on, you people are getting very late because you are very confident the videos will be there, we can watch it anytime. That's laziness. Okay, but if you get up on time, okay, and watch the videos on time and prepare your notes, so much of time can be saved. The time what you're losing right now, you will never get back in life. You're wasting a lot of time. Okay, so just try to adjust a little bit now. Okay, the next So what they have given us, X, Y, Z, W, P are matrices. Orders have been mentioned. So choose the correct one for 21 and 22. So in 21, you have a matrix called as Py plus Wy. What are the restrictions on the values of NKP? What are the restrictions on the values of NKP? First thing, let us see when can I perform P. What is the matrix P order? Now matrix P order is given as P by K, right? And matrix matrix Y order we have to consider now. Matrix Y order is 3 cross K. That's okay? Yeah, fine. Then the next one, W. So let's go for W. W order is what? W order is given as N cross 3 and Y. Now Y order is nothing but 3 cross K. That's okay? So matrix multiplication is possible if these two are equal. That means the value of K should be equal to 3. We got to know one condition, right? And in how many options we have this K equal to 3? We have one option, and that's option A. And we have one more option. Sorry, option A or option C. So I already eliminated two options. So one second. So what is my option A? Fine. P equal to N. Fine. Okay. P equal to N value, right? We have to add up these two. So addition is possible if the orders are same. Fine. So the resultant matrix is what? N cross K. Okay, fine. Just look at the student. Py matrix, right? After multiplication, so it's going to be P by K, and Wy order after multiplication, it's going to be N cross K. Remember, students, addition is possible if the orders are same. That means these two are equal anyway. That means the value of P should be equal to N. So what are the values we got to know? One is K equal to 3. The other restriction is P should be equal to N. Fine. Now looking at the next one, problem number 22. If N equal to P, then the order of the matrix 7x minus 5z. 7x minus 5z. 7x minus 5z, right? Okay. So what is the order of x first? Order of x is given as 2 cross n, and order of z is given as order of z will be 2 cross p. Correct now? 2 cross P. Fine. What will be the order of the resultant matrix? They are telling that in the beginning N equal to P. So if N equal to P, so this will become what? 2 cross 2, and this will become 2 cross 2. Correct now? 2 cross P. Sorry. This will be 2 cross P. This is also going to be 2 cross P. Then what will be the order of the 5x minus 2z matrix is going to be? So either I can say, either it becomes 2 cross P, right, or it becomes 2 cross N. There are two options. Either it should be 2 cross P, otherwise this should be 2 cross N. This option is not being given to us, so we'll go for the option 2 cross N.